Good morning, SMP Nation. Oh my goodness, Happy New Year. How are we doing today? I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I saw the chat this morning and I just had to ask, here's my one question for today's show. What are your sewing, embroidery, quilting? What are your New Year's resolutions this year? What are some projects you want to work on? I actually am getting more into sewing. So as of yesterday and starting off the new year strong, I was working a lot on some embroidery and I posted some stuff on our Facebook page. But yeah, I'm getting started. I'm pumped. I'm motivated. It's a new year. We got some fun things going on. So just trying something new. It's great. But I want to say hi to some of you guys this morning. So let's see who we have on today. We've got Brenda said no resolutions. That's okay. That's okay. We got Diana Acker. Good morning. Donna Haskell. Good morning, everyone. And Phil Beck. You guys, if you would have asked me a few months ago if I could work on a project, let alone finish a project, I'd be like, you guys, it's not for me. It's hard for me to concentrate that long and I mess up a lot of stuff and then I just start giving up. But we're changing that this year. We're working on it. So we'll see how it goes. You guys can see all of my improvement throughout the weeks and months coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Cindy Ball, good morning. Good morning. Let's see, Roxanne Van Gelder, good morning. Aaron Potts, Linda Von Bank. You guys are all here and ready today. I'm so excited. I saw Wolfgeist on here. Arnell Burrows, good morning. Hello, everyone. We've got everybody in the house here today. We got Roger and Kyle. They're here.
Good morning.
Kyle's
Happy
over
New
here
Year.
Screaming in the corner. Roger said Happy New Year. Oh, here we go. There he is, repping the SMP merch. It is a fun day going on this morning, but you guys, it is so cold here in California. I think I'm going to make this a little tradition of looking up the weather and showing you guys just how much of a baby I am when it comes to how cold it is. So today, it's raining and it's 50 degrees, and I know you guys are in way colder temperatures than I am, but I've lived in California my whole life, and this is horrible for me. So we're getting through. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Socorro. Good morning, Neva Larson. 77 in Florida. Ooh, is it sunny? I hope it's sunny. 33 degrees. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I could never. Oh, it's one thing, the cold, but that's why we have quilts and blankets and projects that we can make to keep us warm, which is also good because for today's episode, I wanted to talk about something that I think is so essential for this year and getting started and working on projects and finding products that help you finish your project in a more convenient way and in a faster way, and that is with the use of a serger. Now I know you're probably like, a serger? How can I use that in all projects? You can. You really can. If you are making your own clothes and you're using a sewing machine right now, I highly suggest tuning in today and just keeping an open mind with sergers, because they really are such a game changer when it comes to working on your projects and finishing things, and it just opens you up to a whole new world pretty much of how you can do your project. So that is very exciting, and I thought with the new year and it's just fresh. I feel like this year we need some freshness and we need some good and some positive, and what better way than something that will help you not get frustrated or, have trouble with your projects and whatever you're working on. So with that, I'm so excited to chat about sergers coming up in today's episode, but I just want to let you know of a few quick things before we get started. Make sure you guys are catching up with us on social media, because we have so many fun and exciting things coming, so much more video content and project building and just so much more fun stuff coming. And that's like my big goal for this year, is to really bring you guys the best content out there and just show you guys some of the best things that you can do with your sewing machine, because sometimes we stick to one routine when it comes to sewing and serging and embroidery, and we kind of stick to what we're comfortable with. But I think this is the year to go outside of our comfort zone and try something that we never have before, because that's what I'm doing. I was making bags yesterday and I actually had so much fun, and then I was like, wait, if I just have patience and go slow and take my time with it, I actually have a lot of fun with it. So you learn something new every day, you guys. And I hope you guys learn something on this show too. So with that, just tune into our socials, and we have our TikTok, we have our Instagram, we have our Facebook, and we have a pretty good time on there, especially our TikTok. We have a fun time posting videos on there. So definitely check out our TikTok. But I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's episode. So I hope you guys are excited. Oh, Neva said, share your bag pattern. What I did, I'll tell you real quick, is Kimberbell makes these zipper pouch blanks. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen them before. I'll link them down below once we get started with Melinda. But they're little blanks, and you can actually use a serger to finish them. Just a little FYI. But they come, unfinished and all of that, so it's two sides, and you can embroider whatever you want on them. Take it off the hoop. I just used a sticky hoop and put it on there, did my little embroidery. I would get it for you, but it's all the way across the room over there, so maybe I'll get it at some point. But it was so easy, and then I had a project in a cute little bag done in maybe like 15-20 minutes. It was awesome. Just a great little project to get me going. So I think my goal for this year, we'll see how long it goes, but I really would like to do a project every single day. Deb just brought me the bag. Give a round of applause for Deb, everyone. She is just, what a doll. Okay, here's my little bag. This is just the beginning, but she's cute. I love it so much. This is the little pattern. Isn't that cute? I love it. And so it comes with both of the sides not joined together, nothing like that. So all you have to do is you can either serge it, sew it. Cute little project, right? You can customize them. We actually did these for our new product party a year ago, maybe more than a year ago. And everybody loved them because you can customize them, pick out what colors you like. They're the best. I wanted to show you guys that real quick. But back to the main topic at hand. We're talking all about sergers today. So I thought what better way than to bring my favorite educator when it comes to sergers, Miss Melinda Stephenson. She is so amazing. I met her at our new product party last year, and she's just the best. She is so clear in everything that she teaches, even with embroidery as well. She was showing me some amazing things on the Solaris 3, and I just was like, I love it. It's so much fun learning from people, and especially people who you can just watch and chat to. Like, she's just very magnetic when it comes to her education. So we love that. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and chat to Melinda and see why you need a serger in 2023, because we have the answers for you. I promise. Hi, Melinda.
Hi, Kennedy. You are so kind. Thank you for those really sweet words. It's so
Oh
good
my
to
gosh,
be here.
of course. I'm so happy. I'm not going to waste any time, but I want you to go ahead and get started and tell everyone why they need a serger, because you know why we need a serger.
All right. I have to say the serger is probably my favorite machine, my favorite sewing machine. Now, I love my embroidery machines, but the serger is great. And I probably use my serger every single day. And I'm going to show you a few of my very favorite projects on the serger. Probably my favorite, the one that I use the most often, is the 10-minute bag. And I think I've shown y'all how to do that on an earlier program. But I'm just going to show you a few of the finished samples. Today, after I show you these samples and some of the wonderful projects that you can do, I'm going to show you some fun ways to finish blankets. Now, today in Florida, it is 77 degrees, so we don't need blankets today, but it was 20 degrees at Christmas. So, and I think all of you are kind of cold. So I'm going to show you how to do a quick finish on a polar fleece blanket. Actually, 2 quick finishes. All right. So before we do that, I want to show you just a few slides of some techniques that you can use on your serger. So give me just a second to switch over. Okay. All right. All right, so here we have some easy things that you can do on the serger, okay? And this right here is the first one, and this is easy piping, all right? So you can see that it makes like a really nice, sleek bag if you do the piping on your serger. Super easy, super fast. I showed it, I think, a couple of weeks ago in a Takeover Tuesday. Easy zipper insertion. You use your cording foot and a 3-thread overlock, and you can insert zippers in about 5 minutes. It doesn't take any time at all, and they're just sort of perfectly positioned. The other thing that you can do is create this really cool braid handle, and I'm going to show you how to create that today. Simple 3-thread overlock wide. You stitch it on some sort of organza, and then you just braid your 3 pieces together, and you have this cute bag. You can see behind the bag, those are all stitches done on the serger and the overlock machine. So, I mean, the cover stitch machine. So those are beautiful that you can use for all sorts of different. This right here is what I do every Christmas. You can laugh. This year we had 14. I make 14 pairs of Christmas pajamas, and it takes me on the serger maybe 2 days, not really very long at all. And that's 2 days. In the meantime, I'm feeding my children and my grandchildren and, doing all the fun things we do at Christmas. But that's probably my favorite time of the year to have my serger, because it goes really fast, really quick, really easy. Here's some pretty stitches that you can do on your serger. This is a flat lock wave and a narrow rolled hem, and you use your lace applicator foot with that, but it makes a really beautiful quilt, a beautiful finish. Here we have what most people buy sergers for, and that is to create bathing suits, anything with knit. This is a gymnastics costume that was made on the serger, 4-thread overlock all the way through. That was all that was used on that. Sergers are magical when it comes to stitching on any sort of knit. And then another thing that quilters are always, very surprised by, and that is that you can use your serger for quilting. You can get a perfect 1/4 inch seam using your width at M or 6. And I use a clear foot because then I can see that my stitch is on the left side of my knife. But you can see right there, it's a perfect 1/4 inch seam. So it's a beautiful way to piece very quickly. And then finally, my second favorite thing on the serger to do is ruffles. You can make really, really quick serger ruffles. All it takes is a couple of, you just pop your differential feet up to 2. You make your stitch length and width as wide as possible. You put it under your presser foot, and voila, you have these fantastic these fantastic ruffles. So those are just a few of the things that you can do. Now I'm going to switch cameras. So give me just a second so I can switch cameras. So let me get my, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few projects. So this is going to be kind of like a trunk show online. Okay, can y'all see that? Everybody see that okay? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Okay. So this is the first thing. This is a quilt that's made on the serger. And you can see that I used the wave stitch and I ruffled it. I pieced the whole quilt using those perfect 1/4 inch seams on my serger. And the other thing, my very favorite thing to do when I'm making quilts on the serger, you can actually put your binding on with your serger. Now, what you do is you put a sticky or wash away thread in your lower looper, and then you iron it on. And see, this is, I haven't even stitched this yet, but you can see it irons on perfectly. Makes a really quick and easy way of creating a quilt binding. So serger can be used for all sorts of things, including quilts. All right, so let me show you another favorite thing. Oh, this is just how it looks. This is just how those little ruffles look before you ever ruffle them, okay? You just do a wave stitch on either side, and then you use your serger to ruffle, okay? Now, I love this project because it shows kind of all my favorite things that I can do on the serger. So you can see right here, again, 1/4 inch piecing, wave stitch, ruffling, piping, and then super easy zipper insertion, all right? So that's a fun project that I do in a class that sort of gets you introduced to all the things that your serger will do. And then if you have a cover hem machine, so if you have like a Triumph serger that is both serger and cover hem, you can make these gorgeous stitches with just a straight cover hem and some pretty decorative thread. This is a Decora 12 thread that I have in that. And you can see it's just like it's a lined bag, and it goes together very easily. It's a nice little computer bag. Now, this is probably what I do the most, and that's my 10-minute zipped bag. And I use the Solaris to do the quilting. Another variation of that right here, Solaris to do the quilting. It makes a really nice gift, nice Christmas gifts. I made a lot of these for Christmas. Okay, and they take, honestly, at the very most, they take about 10 minutes. Now, these are not lined, and so that makes it go very quickly, but you can finish the back on your Solaris before you put it together on your serger, okay? This is a showcase of all the stitches that you can do with your cover hem machine and with your, this is all done on the Triumph. So the Triumph is a machine that has both your serger and your cover hem, and all of these. This right here is a serger. This is a serger. This is a serger. This is a cover hem. That's a cover hem. So you can see it using different color threads, different sorts of threads, different weights of threads. And this is sort of the sample that I did, just playing around with some of those decorative threads that you've probably collected over the years. So those are just fun things that you can do. This again, this is the braided bag. And this is the our braided bag handle. And this is something that you do on your serger. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. It's really quick and easy. Makes a really nice braided trim to put on all sorts of things. But I like to use it for a bag handle. And then the next thing I have, pillow. I think we did this a couple of weeks ago, but this is a nice piped pillow. And it's very quick. You put a zipper in the back. All of this, again, is done on the serger. The only thing that's done on the embroidery machine, of course, is the beautiful stitching. So that was all done on the Solaris. Another fun thing to do on the serger is to use some of you have extra strips of fabric left over from quilts, and it's kind of fun to use your rolled hem stitch and some nice decorative thread to create these beautiful stitches in between. This is another way of piecing, is doing something called raw edged piecing, and you can do that with your serger. And again, quick and easy. This time I put the zipper on the end. Very, very easy, very fast. Makes a really nice gift. And then here are my pajamas, okay? Quick and easy pajamas, all done on the serger. All right, those are really, really fun. Christmas pajamas, they're very well worn already. Another pair of Christmas pajamas done on the serger. Quick and easy, very well worn. And then here's one of my favorite things to do on the serger, and that is a ruffled skirt, okay? So this is a really quick and easy. The hem I used was a narrow rolled hem. I finished the edges of these ruffles with a narrow rolled hem, and then I ruffled it all on the serger, okay? All right, so that's a garment. And then this is kind of another way of doing ruffles. Okay, this is sort of a shabby chic skirt. Again, the same thing. I made my ruffles. I didn't finish the top just to make it sort of a shabby chic, but it went together in about 25 minutes. Okay, super quick, super easy. All right. Okay, so that's all that I'm going to show for that. But now what I want to do is answer any questions that anyone might have. Does anybody have any questions about any of these projects that I've just shown? Any technique questions? Anything that you want to know about how this goes together? And Kennedy, you'll have to let me know if anybody has questions.
I am here. Let's see. I know somebody asked if sewing machine feet were interchangeable with serger feet.
No, they are not. Sadly, no. Isn't that so sad?
I wish. But if you see serger feet in person compared to sewing machine feet, you'll see how different they are.
Right.
But I mean, it's also nice too, because with serger feet, you have ones that are specific to elastic feet or to, sewing with elastic and other things that are more specific to the type of fabric that you normally use on a serger, if that makes sense.
That's exactly right. So, okay, any other questions about that before I get here? I'm going to come over here and show you a few techniques.
See. I know somebody was asking what exactly a cover hem or a cover stitch was. Okay. So maybe if you want to go into that a little bit, that'd be perfect.
Yes, let me talk about that for just a second. Let me come over. I'm trying to adjust to my new camera angle here. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing here. Let's see if I need to move this back just a hair. Okay. Okay. So the difference between a cover hem, if you have on a knit shirt, you will be able to see very quickly the difference between a cover hem and a serge. So if you look at the hem of your knit shirt, you'll see that you've got on the front 2 straight stitches, and then on the back you have something that's sort of like a squiggly zigzag looking stitch. That is done on a cover hem machine, and that's done on the Triumph, which is a combo cover hem and serger. And if we have time, I'll show you a couple of cover hem stitches. Okay, I hope that helps. Any other questions before we get started here on the... Okay, so what I want to show you here is I'm just going to show you a couple of ways of finishing blankets. Okay, now you can see right here, let me get a light over here that's a little bit brighter so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, so you can see right here, I finished the edge of this in a really lovely blanket stitch. This looks, now it's not, obviously it's not a hand done blanket stitch, but it is a great way of finishing your blanket. So that polar fleece, you buy it on sale, and then you cut out, I don't know, a 60-inch by 60-inch blanket, and then you put their name on it, you embroider their name on it, and then you do this lovely blanket stitch around the edge, and you have a really nice gift, a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, or something that you can use just in this really cold weather. But let me just show you the setup of your machine for this blanket stitch, okay? So this is called a flat lock. And so you take, the machine is like magic. It does all sorts of cool things. But you can see that you have it, it's sort of threaded in a strange way. So this needle thread is going down in my upper looper position, and my lower looper is exactly where it needs to be. So you can see my needle thread. And the reason it does that is so that I can use a really nice thick thread in my needle thread. And that way, it shows really nicely, okay? So you can see that this right here is actually a 12-weight thread that I'm using as my edging thread, okay? And that goes into my needle. So first it goes into the upper looper, and then it gets threaded into, it kind of goes up and around, and it gets threaded into my needle, all right? No problem at all getting that needle in. This works well on both the Acclaim and the Victory, Baby Lock Victory serger. Actually, all of the Baby Lock sergers, this works really well, and it's really easy. So you can see that what you do is I have this plastic coating. Now, this is just wash away stabilizer, okay? And this is what you use in your embroidery whenever you're doing lace. It's kind of hard. The camera doesn't show it all well, but you can see it. And so what you do is after you've threaded your machine for this stitch, so this is called a blanket stitch. It's a decorative stitch. And again, it's done sort of like a flat lock. Once you've threaded your machine for this blanket stitch, then what you're going to do is you're going to put your fabric on the bottom. You're going to put your stabilizer on the top. And then the strange thing about this is that what is going to show is the needle thread. Now, in serging, we don't generally think the needle thread is going to be all that pretty, right? Because usually just plain thread. But we do kind of like a magic trick on this. And so I'm going to show you what that magic trick looks like, okay? So I'm just going to serge. I'm going to serge along, and I'm going to go kind of slowly. You can see I'm cutting off a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to keep on serging over that little plastic. Then I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut my threads. Okay. You cut my threads here. Okay. And then I'm going to take that plastic, okay, and then I'm going to see here's where I've just serged. That looks just like a regular serger stitch. And then I'm going to take that plastic and then I'm going to give it a bit of a yank, okay? And when I give it a yank, you can see that those black stitches, which is my needle thread, they come around to the front, okay? And it makes this lovely blanket stitch that is a really great way to finish the edge of your blanket, okay? So you can go all the way around your blanket with that lovely blanket stitch, and people will think that you have hand stitched their blanket unless they look really closely, okay? Okay, so that's one stitch. Now let me show you another stitch that you can finish your blankets with. It too is a 3-thread wide stitch, but this time we're not going to do this funky threading. Okay, so I'm going to unthread my machine, and I'm going to stitch out this thread. Okay, and this is how quick and easy it is to change her. Now I'm going to pull, let me get this so that you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to pull this out. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to take what was in my needle thread, and that was that black thread, and I'm going to put it in my upper looper, okay? So I've got upper looper thread, 12 weight, which is a heavyweight thread, which is a decorative thread. That's in my upper looper and in my lower looper, all right? So I have the white in my lower looper. I have the black in my upper looper. And then let me give it a quick thread. Okay, shoots right out, all threaded. Now all I have to do is get some needle thread. Okay, so I'm going to grab some needle thread. And I kind of also want to make sure y'all can hear me okay. My microphone has gotten sort of misplaced over here. So let me move my microphone around a little bit so that you can hear me maybe a little bit better. Okay, so I've got my regular weight needle thread, okay? So this is just a maxi lock serger thread. And so I'm going to put that on my left needle. I'm going to thread it through the normal way. Raise my presser foot. Bring it through. And do this magic quick thread, which I love on this machine. This is the Acclaim. Hold my, it's like a vacuum cleaner, just vacuums that thread right up, except for I got it caught on my stitch selector. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're all threaded. Okay, and now let me show you what this looks like. This is another decorative thread. Okay, so I'm going to set my stitch width at 7.5. I'm going to set my stitch length at just 2.5 to 3. Okay. All right. So here goes. I'm just going to cut off what I've already done. Okay. I'm just going to cut that right off, and I'm going to move. I've got my sometimes whenever I stitch using that blanket stitch, my fabric has a tendency to sort of gather. And so the cool thing about this differential feed is that I can make the material stretch a little bit, but I don't really need the material to stretch right now. Okay. So I'm just going to put it on in, which is neutral. And I'm going to begin stitching. Okay. And I'm going to put my stitches a little bit closer together so I can get a nice thick stitch. Okay. Okay. So again, that is just a nice thick looking finishing stitch that works really, really well for both sides of your blanket. So you can see on that side, it's a nice thick white stitch, and because I'm using that 12 weight thread. And on this side, it's a nice thick black thread or black stitch because I'm using, and I can even make that go closer together if I want to do that. And I am going to do that when I show you how to make that ribbon. Okay. All right, so let me pause just a second, see if anybody has any questions at this point. Kennedy, any questions about any of this?
Let's see. Cindy Ball did ask, does it come with an actual manual? So do sergers come with the manual?
Absolutely, they do. They come with a fabulous manual, really, and it shows you, it really shows you everything that you ever wanted to know about, about how to serge. Okay, so so the manuals are great, and also there's something called a quick reference threading guide, and that's something else that comes with your machine, and you can just set it right up next to your machine. I actually have mine on my phone, because you can download it really quickly, and so also on your phone, when you put it on your phone, you can make it like big if you needed to make it big, or small if you need to make it big. And
if I don't have my contacts or glasses on, that is very important. I personally, when it comes to baby lock machines, they always give you very detailed instructions, and the manual is always very, very clear, especially with the sergers too, because it can be confusing for some, but their manuals and that quick reference thread guide is the best.
It really is. It really, really is. And it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn this back around, and I'm going to show you how to make that, the stitches on the, in order to make that braid. Okay. All right. So what you see is I just have some ribbon. Okay. And this is like an organza ribbon. It's a very inexpensive organza ribbon. If you don't have organza ribbon, it's okay to just use a strip of organza. Okay. Now I'm going to put my stitch width. I'm going to make it I'm going to put my stitch width as it was on 7, which is the widest it can get, 7.5, sorry, 7.5. But my stitch length, I'm going to reduce it down here to 1. Okay, so I'm going to use that stitch length of 1. And now I'm going to stitch on this organza ribbon. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just kind of watch. I like to start my stitching with my knife all the way up. That way I can sort of butt my ribbon up to that. Now, I can also see this machine is very handy. I just pulled that down, but you can see right here, that's my left needle. That's where my left needle is going to go. So I can guide my ribbon so that that little left needle mark goes right over to the left of my ribbon. Okay, so here goes. Let's try this over here. Raise my presser foot, get my ribbon over there to the left, and then I'm just going to get a very thick oops, somebody yell at me when you can't see me stitch. Okay, I'm just going to cut it off here. And now you can see this lovely braided trim. Okay, it's very heavyweight, very thick, and it's white on one side, black on the other side. And then you can just take it and make a couple of strands of this, and you can very quickly braid it, and you will have a lovely trim for a jacket. Or, like I said earlier and showed earlier, it makes a really nice braided handle for your bags. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me, I'm going to move the camera over just a little bit, and I'm going to show you what a cover hem looks like. Okay. I think I have my Euphoria set up over there for a cover hem. So let me maneuver the camera over. And meanwhile, if anybody has any questions, let me hear your questions. Okay. All right. Any questions over there?
Okay. Bernadette asked if we can use embroidery thread on our serger.
Yes, you absolutely can. Now, I wouldn't use it for garment construction, nor would I use it whenever I'm putting zippers in, okay? Because whenever you're doing that, you want your thread to be thicker, okay? And I would do it as a specialty thing. I wouldn't do it frequently. Because it's what you always want to use on your serger is actual high quality serger thread. Okay, so that's your most common. Okay, so high quality serger thread is what you want to use most often. Okay, so let me get over here.
Perfect.
And what other questions might we have?
Let's see. Louie asked, does it always use 2 needles, or can you take one out and use one?
So on that's a great question. So on that particular demo that I was just showing, I was actually just using 1 needle. Okay. And so that 1 needle was sufficient to make both of those designs. So yeah, now 4-thread overlock is ideal for whenever you are actually making garments. Okay. So I always advise you to use a 4-thread overlock for garments. But for decorative sewing, you can play around. That's my favorite thing, honestly, about the serger, Kennedy, is that you can just play around with it. I mean, you do not have to do, especially with the baby lock sergers, you have a lot of room for playing around. Okay, so let me just give you a little demo of what a cover hem looks like. Okay, so this is, it's called a cover hem because literally it's created so that you can cover the raw side of your hem. All right, so what we're going to do, I've got a piece of fabric as if I were hemming, and I have it folded. Now, in the real world, what you would do is you would actually iron this so that it would look nice, okay? But this is just a quick demo for somebody who was asking. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my fabric through. And again, I'm following these little needle lines. Get over here so that you can see that. Okay. And so this is actually the Euphoria. This is a dedicated cover hem machine because right now my Triumph is set up for serging. But I wanted to show you what the cover hem looks like and how I did all those lovely decorative stitches just using, just changing the thread that I was using. So here we go. Let me pull this together. Okay. All right. So okay, so you can see on one side, you just can see, oh, let me get that so that you can actually see it. Okay, that light is so bright, it's hard to see. Okay, so on one side, you can see that it's got 2 stitches, okay? And then on the other side, you can see it has something called a cover stitch. And what that does is it covers the raw edge of your fabric, okay? Now, a serger cuts your fabric as you go, but this covers that raw edge so that you have a beautiful finish. You don't even have to finish your fabric. It's a beautiful finish. But more importantly, even than that probably, is that when you stitch, so let me show you what it looks like whenever you stitch a knit. And that's what the cover side of the machine is used for most often, is stitching knits. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so here I have a piece of knit fabric. Okay, and let me cut it a little bit neatly because it looks pretty awful right now. Let me cut it a little. It's just a small piece so that you can see what it looks like. But these are classes, you know, whenever you purchase your serger from Sewing Machines Plus, you're going to have classes that are going to teach you how to use the machine. The baby locks come with 60 days of classes, online classes, okay? But you can see right here that this stretches, okay? So you need your stitch to be able to stretch as well. So let's stitch this and then let's see if this stitch stretches, because that's the problem with stitching knits on a sewing machine. Whenever you do a straight hem on a sewing machine, it doesn't actually stretch. And so it has a tendency to pop your threads. Okay. All right, so let's get this little stitch going. Okay. Now, you can see right there, there's the back of it. The front of it again is it's got those 2 stitches, and look at it stretch. Stretches without popping threads, okay? So that is a really, really lovely thing. The other thing that I really love this cover hem for is for doing decorative stitches, okay? And I think I showed you a few decorative stitches in those samples. And you know, here's one. So here's a decorative stitch done on the cover hem. So you can see that the cover hem, the back of just the regular cover hem is it's like a pretty little stitch. And then once you put decorative thread in, you end up with this lovely, lovely stitch. And if you use multicolored thread in your stitches, then you end up with something that looks a lot like this, okay? So this right here, it's that really nice thick stitch that I did on this Euphoria. And all that is just a straight stitch on the cover hem. That's the back side. So the pretty part on a cover hem is on the back side. So that you can see if you turn it over on the front of the cover hem, that's the stitch that looks like, you know, just a regular hem. But it's the back that has the magic, okay? So these are just all those beautiful shiny threads that we use. This is a decorative thread, another decorative 12. This is also a decorative 12. This is just a shiny thread, right? That's a 30 weight. But you can see underneath this, using one of the specialty feet, I've fed a piece of yarn underneath that. So you just stitch right over the yarn and it makes like a really nice thick stitch, okay? This is a specialty stitch right here too. It's a flat cover hem, all right? So it looks really nice on both sides. You can, if I flip this around, you can see that it looks really pretty on both sides. And all this, again, all this is done using the serger and using the cover hem machine. And the Triumph serger has both. This right here is the Euphoria. So some people prefer to have a separate cover hem machine and a separate serger. And that's fine, especially if you do a lot of garment sewing. This gives you a chance to move very easily and fluidly from one machine to another without having to rethread, even though rethreading is super quick and super easy, okay? I'll tell you that my next project, what I'm getting ready to do next, is pillow covers. Okay, so sorry for the seasick. I didn't mean to make you seasick. Okay. All right. So the next project I'm getting ready to do is recover all of my Christmas pillows using an outdoor fabric. And honestly, again, it's a super fast project. And all you're going to do, I'm going to show you how simple this is. All you're going to do is you're going to take your fabric and you're going to make your fabric 1 inch more narrow and more wide than your pillow. So say, for example, you have an 18-inch pillow. You're going to cut your fabric 17 inches. Even though you think you shouldn't, because you know you're going to take up some of those, some of that seam space using whenever you stitch it. But all you're going to do is you're just going to cut 2 squares, exactly 17 inches by 17 inches for an 18-inch pillow. And then you're going to take one of those squares and you're going to cut it right in half, okay? And once you cut that square in half, you're going to pop your zipper in. And I'm going to show you, I think we have time. Kennedy, do we have enough time to, let me show you very quickly how to pop a zipper in. Okay.
We do have time. You're good. I want to see this too. So,
okay. All right. Give me just a second. Let me swap over cameras. Okay. So I'm gonna put you on here for just a second. All right. Let me pop. I'm sorry for making everybody seasick. Yikes. Okay. All right. Let me get my. All right. All right. So we're back over here with the serger. All right. And so we're going to pop this up right here. Okie dokie. All right. So let me turn this around. Okay. And this is probably my favorite technique, the one that I do most often on my serger. Okay. And so let me change. I'm going to change some threads. Actually, I'm probably not going to change thread because we probably don't have time to change thread. But I'm going to go ahead. I've got a 3 thread, but what I'm going to change on here is I have a 3 thread wide. And when I put my zippers in, I'm going to use a 3 thread narrow. So I'm going to clip this. And then I'm going to very quickly pull my needle out. Very easy. And then I'm going to put it in the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side. And see how fast that is? This serger is really, really easy. This right here is the Baby Lock Acclaim. Okay, so let me stitch out that. Okay, and now let me rethread the needle. And again, super easy. I'm just going to go up and around just like on a sewing machine. And then I'm going to put my machine in threading position. Make sure that my presser foot is up to thread always. That's true for a sewing machine or a serger. All right, and let's get some of the noise away. So I'm going to lower my threader. And I'm just going to and the threader is actually like a vacuum cleaner, okay? And that's true on the Triumph and also on this Acclaim. It just pulls that thread right in, so I'm all threaded now, okay? And now I'm going to change my stitch selector to B, and we don't have to deal with tension on the Baby Lock sergers because the tension is automatic on these sergers. And all you have to do is change the stitch selector to B whenever you're on that right needle and you are ready to serge. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to pop my cording foot on my machine, okay? So let me grab my cording foot and put it on the machine. So you can see the cording foot has like a little divot in the back. So it's a channel, and that channel is what my zipper is going to go into, okay? All right, so let me change that. I'm going to pop this in very quickly, okay? All right, and I'm using decorative thread, so let's see how well that decorative thread does whenever we're stitching a zipper in. It should be pretty, but the thing is it's going to be pretty on the wrong side instead of the right side, all right? So give me just a second here. And I'm going to use my pink again. pretend like I'm doing a pink pillow. Okay. All righty. So I have my zipper, and always what we remember is we want the zipper to be at least 6 inches longer than your fabric piece. Okay. All right. So this is going to be, give it a quick cut here. Okay. And then I'm going to, okay. All right. So when we make a zipper, what we're going to do is we're going to take our zipper and we're going to put it right side down. Okay, right side down on the fabric. So here's my fabric. And I'm going to put my zipper centered right side down on that fabric. Okay. All right, so there it is, right side down on the fabric. Okay. And then I'm going to put my, you can see right here that the coils to my zipper fit right on the inside of that foot, okay? So that helps me keep it straight. So I'm just going to stitch, keeping my zipper zipped up, right side of the zipper against the right side of my fabric. And I've got some very, very fancy black thread on here that now has gotten caught. So give me just a second to give that a little clip. Okay, there we go. It's okay, it just looks really. Okay, and whenever I get to the end here, I'm going to pull that zipper off to the left. Okay, you can see. Now look how nice that is. All right, there's my zipper. Got to make sure it unzips. Oh yeah, it unzips perfectly. Zip it back up. Okay. So now I'm going to put the other side of my fabric. Let me see if I can get this so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to put my fabric again. Here's my zipper. I'm going to put my fabric right sides against my zipper, right on top of it. So now I have like a little zipper sandwich. Okay. So zipper, you can see that this is the right side of my zipper, right side up against the right side of my fabric. And again, now I'm going to stitch, and I'll show you just a second. Let me get my fingers out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. We're going to stitch, stitch, stitch here. Okay, so now we've got the zipper in the groove. So you can see the zipper is in the groove of the foot. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to keep that fabric right on top. And we're going to stitch right over that. And I'm going to kind of keep my finger there so I can make sure it stays in that groove. Although it really will stay in there. It doesn't really need my finger to stay in there. I just do that because it makes me feel better. Okay, so it's just going perfectly down the road. Now I have my perfect zipper insertion. Okay, now all I have to do is stitch my ends of my bags together. So here we go. I'm going to stitch the end of that bag. Now I'm going to unzip my zipper halfway so you can see my bag is inside out. I'm going to unzip my zipper halfway. And now I'm just going to stitch right over that zipper. Okay, so here's one side. You try to get it as even as possible. Okay, here we go, stitching one side. Okay, and then I'm going to stitch the other side. And when I get to that zipper, I'm just going to make sure that the zipper is lying flat and that it is open, okay, and even. And then I'm going to go kind of slowly over the zipper to make sure I can keep it even. Okay, and now I'm going to turn it right side out. I'm going to unzip it all the way, make it a little bit easier to turn it right side out. But see, we just made a pillow. And even though this is a miniature pillow, this is how you make a pillow cover or a bag. It's the same thing, same process. Turn it right side out. Zip my zipper. Oop, didn't get it quite right side out. Okay, there's my zipped bag. Let me zip it up so you can see it, or my zipped pillow. Now all I gotta do is just put my pillow in there. And I have created a pillow form in what? How many minutes did that take us, Kennedy? Like 10 minutes? Not even 10?
That was so fast. I had my eyes glued to the screen. Just so you guys know, it's so easy. And zippers can seem so scary and look so scary, but I promise you, they really are not. And it's amazing what a serger can do. It's like, this is why I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah. It is really awesome, Kennedy. And they're just so, as you can see, they're so much fun. And there's just so much you can do with a serger.
No, exactly. And the options of what you can create. I mean, the pajamas. I need a pair. How can I get a pair for next Christmas?
So, I know, Kennedy, come sit with my family on the stairs.
Oh my gosh, I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll make you a pair of pajamas too.
I'm on my way.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Well, Melinda, thank you so much for coming on and showing us all of the amazing features of a serger. I hope you guys learned something new today, and just thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. It was the best.
Thank you so much, Kennedy, for having me. It's always fun. I so enjoy being here. And I hope everybody has a serger or gets a serger or takes their serger out of the box. I know a lot of ladies have sergers in the box and they just haven't taken them out because they're afraid of it, but they're so wonderful. So enjoy your serger.
Yes. Thank you, Melinda. Have an amazing new year, and I will talk to you soon.
That sounds great, Kennedy. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
All right, you guys. What did you think? I'm looking at the comments right now. You guys seemed, I just saw a lot of positive comments, so I'm glad that you guys are learning something and liking what you're seeing. But as Melinda said, I do have to let you know, I know a lot of you probably have a serger in a box somewhere in your house. And my one request today, if you can do one thing, just for little old me, take that serger out and start using something. Start stitching out something. Just do one stitch. Just try it. Just give it a shot. Just see. And I promise you'll be able to get started and you'll get over that hurdle of starting something new, because sergers are they just make things so much easier and they're so helpful. And so any way that I can show you guys products and machines that just help you get through a project faster, I'm going to show you guys. Alrighty. Well, now that we have learned something, I think it's time for me to do some giveaways. What do you think? Do you think I should? I kind of want to. I think I'm going to. Okay. Let's get started. Let's get our music. Let's get this going. Okay. First up is, of course, our world famous sewing mats. Take a look. And they're amazing. Of course, you guys know them. You love them. We have so many different colors and sizes and new colors coming soon. Actually, like pretty soon. Like pretty soon. I know I've been saying that, but we're in the works of making some new ones happen. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel, because is that like the new thing? Is it Kennedy spin the wheel? I've been seeing a lot of Kennedy spin the wheels everywhere, so I think that's the new thing. But let's pull this up and get started. Okay. Are we ready? I'm ready. Are we ready? What do I do, guys? I don't know. What do I do? Oh, Kyle's telling me. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he's yelling at me to spin the wheel, so I'm going to spin the wheel, guys. We're doing it. Okay. Patty McCutcheon? Is that how I say it? I'm so sorry if I'm messing up your name. But Patty, congrats. You have just won a brand new sewing mat of your choice and of size and color. So head to SMPLive.tv to pick up that mat, and we will get that shipped out to you, and you can put it underneath your machine and have the cutest little setup with your machine. I'm telling you, they're adorable and they're so functional. I have one on a machine right over there. You can't see it, but I have the blueberry mat. Let me see, just make sure. Yes, the blueberry mat in the extra large, and it is I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. It's become something that I need. It's no longer a want, it's a need. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do a $100 gift card. Woo woo. I know you guys love some gift cards, so let's see who's gonna win today's gift card. Okay, are you ready? Are we ready? Okay, I'm spinning you guys. Dun, 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 dun. If you guys have any requests for sewing mats, let me know. I always love to see what you guys like, what patterns. Mother and Teacher, congratulations. You have just won a $100 gift card to SMP. You can shop for whatever you'd like. I just saw you commenting, so hopefully you're still watching, but congrats. Go ahead and head to smplive.tv. Just type that in your search bar, fill out the information in the forms, and we will get that out to you and you can start shopping. You'll be getting it via email, so you can go shop and get some new products for the new year. Awesome. All right. I think I'm going to do one more mat just for funsies because it's the new year. You got to have a new mat. You got to. Okay, there's one more. Look at all the colors, you guys. I really want to get another one. I feel like there's a color missing. What color do you guys think is missing? Let me know. Let me know, because we want to get all the colors on there. Okay, let's spin and see who's gonna win. Dun, 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 dun. Wolf guys, I know you're still waiting on that snake mat. We're working on it. We're trying. Lori Scott, congratulations. You have just won a brand new SMP Sew Mat to start the year off strong. And yeah, congratulations. And you can go to smplive.tv, fill out the form, pick out what color you'd like, and we'll take care of the rest. And the size. So depending on what machine you have, we have small to extra large. So you can range in all the different sizes. I personally love the extra large just because, I mean, I just like having it all across my space. I don't know. Ever since I started working here and have seen the mats, I'm like, I just need one under here at all times. I don't have one at my desk though, and it feels very weird. Like something does not feel right. Alrighty. Ooh, Stephen Norma Kaufman said green is missing. I agree. I want a green sew mat so bad. Like even like this color, or maybe like a little bit darker, like well, that's pretty much the same color as my sweater. Can you guys tell what my favorite color is? But yes, a green mat for sure. I'll talk to Blaine. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and hanging out with us today. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing all yeses. Oh, okay. Well, I might have to really talk to Blaine about a green sewing mat then. I did not know you guys would want one. Okay. Yeah, good to know. You guys are helping me out because I love green. That is just my favorite color. See, green, green everywhere. I love it so much. All right. Ooh, someone said black. Okay. I love the suggestions. I love all of them. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me today and listening to Melinda. She is so amazing and so clear, and she does such an amazing job teaching about the sergers and just giving you the proper rundown of why you need a serger, because they are amazing and so important and just amazing. Awesome. So with that, I hope you guys will stay connected with us on our Facebook group, on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm going down all the lists of where you can find us. SMP, SewingMachinesPlus.com. Sign up for our emails. Yeah, just stay connected with us, and you'll be seeing a lot more of us coming in the next month and through the rest of the year. So I will see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take that serger out of the box. Go start sewing something. And I will see you guys very soon. All right. Bye, guys.